Hi everyone, it's Darren, Squeak and Bubbles Carpet Cleaners. So we're over in Undercliff today. We've got this big hall to clean and just a small room to the adjacent to it there. We were here probably about, crumbs, let me think now, about 5 months ago. And these carpets were in such a really poor condition. But because there's a special occasion coming up very soon, they'd like them cleaning again. So there's quite a bit of foot traffic. If the camera can just pan round, and I'll just take a walk over here. You can see in stages, you might not be able to tell with the camera, but with the naked eye, like here, for example, you can tell there's some here, and also just over here near the entrance to the door, they attempted to give it a bit of a clean to see if it'd clean up well, and you can just see it there. So as a whole, it's not too bad. And like I said, there were some bad stains before, and I'm really surprised that there's not many of that's come back up again. So there's a little bit around here as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to use two different types of clean methods on this. I brought my hot water extraction machine, the Beast as I call it. We use this on domestic and also commercial properties, as this is at the moment. So we're going to hot water extract all these carpets, and then we're going to go over with a low moisture method as well. It just gives it that nice finish. We don't usually do that, we just usually do a one type of clean, but I've allowed it in the price to do two different types of clean. And then just the little office or the little room here adjacent to it, we've got all these to clean as well. It's only a small one, and once again there were loads of stains in here, but there's just one or two that we can see where people have spilt, I think it's coffee by the looks to it. But as a whole, this was a really bad stained up room. Right, so we're going to set up and then we'll go from there. Speak to you later. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to pre-spray the carpet. For those of you who are carpet cleaners out there watching my videos, if you're wondering what I'm using to pre-spray, I usually use a small pump up one, but with the large areas like this, I use this. Now you get these. This holds, I think it's 21 litres of pre-spray, and it's from Gardeners. So I think it's, if you type into Google Gardeners water-fed pole systems, it's actually a water-fed pole backpack, but I use it for pre-spray. Now this is V1, version 1, and I've had this probably about 5, 6 years, and it's never let me down. I extended the hose on it myself, so I can leave it situ, so I have to keep picking it up because it does weigh some once it's full of water. And then all I'm going to do is just pre-spray the solution on, and it's really good. Look how quick that is. So it is really quick. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pre-spray, and now I'm going to switch the machine on and I'll hot water extract. Right guys, so like I said, if you want one of these, I think they're about £100, 120, 130 quid, worth the money in gold when it comes to pre-spraying. It saves all the pump action, unless you've got muscles like Popeye. All right then, speak to you soon guys, take care. Stand behind me. So I think I mentioned to you before that I cleaned these carpets probably about 5 months ago. But if the camera helper will just zoom in, or unless you can see anyway, how nice that looks. But it really does give it a nice finish. And I've mentioned it before, but I can't highly recommend it enough to literally use this low moisture over carpets once you've extracted. So this machine is called a Viper, 17-inch Viper, and it's nice and weighty because encapsulation products love weighty machines. It works better with the encapsulation. Can you just stand on top of the platform here, Ruth, and look down, please? It's right up to the edge. Yeah, so 17-inch rotary. I've had this, actually I bought this one off a chap down in Birmingham. And I only paid £400 for it. It was brand new, never used it. But I do have another one, the exact same. They're both 170 RPM. You don't want anything faster than that. 150 to 170 RPM is suffice when you're cleaning carpets, otherwise you can end up burning the carpet, leaving rings, which you don't want to do. Regis, I think they're a property management company. I went to a job in Leeds city centre. They wanted me to price some carpets up. They'd used a company and there were all these permanent swirl marks on the carpet that had been caused by their cleaning company, who weren't a carpet cleaner, just a cleaning company, using a high-end fast rotary, and it literally just burnt rings in the carpet, and I had to explain to them I can't do anything about that, it's burnt the carpet. So you need to be careful. I'm not saying it happens often, that. I mean, I could leave that like that and it wouldn't do anything. But yeah. So low moisture is really good. And this product from, I'm using Dynamol on this from Restomate. The only two that I actually use, low moisture machines, low moisture, is Dynamol, Restomate up in Newcastle, and Hydro 202. I can't high rate them enough. Both excellent products. To me, the only difference between them both is you get a nice smell with Dynamol, and it stays as well, and anybody who comes in after you've cleaned the offices, they can smell it a few days after. It's really nice. Puts a nice deodorizer into the air. But can you just come over here and have a look at this angle here? Is that all right? If you stand there and you can see it better. I think there's some companies out there actually who do training courses for low moisture, VLM. But it's not difficult, the machine does all the work. There's different makes out there. It's whatever you like, but I only can recommend these Vipers. They're excellent. They've not been in the market that long. The only downside, what I don't like, is, I'll show you when I get over towards the camera, is this here. So you've got a plastic clamp there, which holds the top in, and you've got a plastic clamp there that holds the bottom in. And sometimes the crack, because they're all in plastic, could do with trying to find some engineer or somebody who could make them metal, and I could just bolt them in and you won't have any issues. But they do crack sometimes, so it's worthwhile having a few spares. But I suppose it's like anything else, isn't it? They just they want your money, because the other machine that I've got, the other Viper, it's where I've got a black top on that. The other one is red, but they're both excellent. Honestly, really, really good machines. I'll just pull this over here and then. So there's other machines smaller. You've got the Auric and the Floormac. They're both all right. I mean, you can use them for stairs, but not to do big areas like this. Some of the jobs we do, there can be 80, 90, 100,000 square feet. That is some space. You don't want to be using an Auric or a Floormac on that. I think, what are they, about 11 inch, 12 inch or something like that? You don't want something like that. You want definitely a 17 inch. I think they do bigger rotaries. Is it 22 inch or 21 inch, something like that? It's far too big. 17 inch is more than adequate. So what I'd like to know as well is, how did you get into your carpet cleaning? How long have you been going? Have you got into the commercial field yet? If there's any questions, you're not sure of anything, I don't mind. I'm not saying I'm the wealth of all knowledge at all, but I have been cleaning carpets 18 years, industry trained, and also I've got that knowledge and experience. And weirdly, well, when I say weirdly, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I've never ever had any complaints. The rule of thumb, guys, if you're just setting up for the first time, is always, always be honest. Honestly, I can't emphasize that enough. Just be honest with your customer. You don't need to, oh, I can get all the stains out, or, you know, you have to be realistic. You have to be realistic, especially when it comes to wool carpets. The amount of times I've been on jobs where they've got somebody from Facebook, and no disrespect when I say this, but it's usually women who have just got a little cleaning company. They turn up with a little vax machine, and the amount of carpets that they've been damaging, especially wool carpets, because they haven't got a clue, or they're putting a product high pH, they haven't rinsed, and it's turned the carpet yellow and even bleached it. I was over on a job trying to correct it in Huddersfield about 3 or 4 weeks ago. She'd hired somebody from Facebook, and honestly, the state of this wool carpet, and it was 100% wool. Now I know you can use UV lamps and stuff like that, which I'm not getting involved with. And to be honest with you, it wasn't my problem. I told my customer really what she should do is get in touch with the person who cleaned the carpets and put a claim in. But she felt bad. I said, well, why are you going to feel bad? Why are you feeling bad? Because at the end of the day, she's damaged your carpet. This was a rental property, by the way. It was a brand new property. They'd all have been in there 9 months, and they were leaving. They were leaving in May to go to America, and this house was lovely. And she said, the landlady is really fussy. I said, well, you're not going to get change out of 4, 5, 6 grand to replace all these carpets. I said, honestly, she's wrecked them. It were literally a massive living room stroke dining room. It was also a little, well, I shouldn't say a little, because it was just as big as a living room. Another room off the office, off the living room, which were big. So 100% top quality wool. Honestly, you look 4 or 5 grand at least. She messaged me about 3 weeks ago if I could do a statement, which I did for the landlady. And the landlady had contacted them back and said, look, I want like for like. I did feel sorry for them, but this is the issue you've got by hiring somebody out who really don't know what they're doing. Right, guys, if my helper can carry on helping me, just follow me around. So this is the product that I'm using. I've just run out there. So that's it. Dynamol. If you type into Google Restomate, John Kelly up in Newcastle, this service is exceptionally good. And also, I'm not going to fault the other company, Will Love Clean, based down, I think it's Cornwall or Devon, down that neck of the woods anyway. I can really rate them, both of them. Hydro 202 or Dynamol, it's my 2 products to go to, and there's loads of different products out there. I'm not bringing any company down or any products, I'm not about that. I only can say to you what works, and has worked for me for many, many years, and it works great. If you can just come round here, please. You can see where we've cleaned. So you can see up to the line here, where I've just gone up to. So there's a bit of shading, but it's just these lights. They're not very good, but they've cleaned really well compared to what it was like. And the water was black, as per the video, after hot water extracted. So I'm going to I've put some solution in there already. So I'm going to fill up, guys, and then you can watch me do the back end of it. Filled up, just filled up. So it does go a long way. I think this is, this holds 9 litres. Does this feed tank? My apologies as well if the camera was flashing. I've just turned down the frames on my iPhone. You get that sometimes, depending on the lights. It flickers, does the camera. So my apologies. acting like a strobe light. I suppose you can pretend you're at a nightclub dancing away there. Oh dear. Right, okay. So yeah, just let me know, guys, where you are around the world. Let me know what machines you use, how long you've been in business, or if you're thinking about setting up, or if you just like watching videos on carpet cleaning. For those of you who aren't sure about social media, once again, I can't highly recommend social media. My background before I set my business up 18 years ago was actually sales and marketing. I've got a well-worded website, which I've had since, well, I've had it for 18 years. Not that particular website, I update them every 3 or 4 years, change them. But a good, well-worded website, social media, I can't recommend it, honestly, highly enough. It really does work. Some of my videos on Instagram, I think one of my Instagram posts, or is it Facebook? It's either Instagram or Facebook. I've had 5.3 million views. Some on TikTok, I've had a couple of million, hundreds of thousands of views, and then some don't get that many. But nevertheless, it does generate work. I've had a lot of people coming through, even commercial work. So you get people saying, well, what should I do? Should I go to commercial carpet cleaning only, or should I stick to domestic? Well, in all honesty, domestic is your bread and butter. But like I said, if you are honest at all times and you don't over exaggerate anything and promise everything that you can remove this stain or that stain, you will get work. And also what really works is having good reviews. Just get customers to leave your reviews on Trustpilot. What else is there? Yelp, Google, because customers like to read reviews. And don't worry about people leaving bad reviews from other companies, because Google is fully aware of that and it will remove them. But yeah, reviews are paramount. Well-worded website, social media. It's a bit of a pain, social media, because you have to upload all the time. Your videos, like all this, editing. But if it pays your bills, it pays your bills, guys, doesn't it? I know the carpet cleaning in America is so big. A lot of people find it quite therapeutic, don't they, watching carpet cleaners? Smells lovely, this dynamo. Really, really nice. They should do a movie, shouldn't they? Like a thriller, or a carpet cleaner, a suspense thriller. The Confessions of a Carpet Cleaner. Oh dear. Yeah, I could be the actor, couldn't I? Going around. Yeah. Let's have a look here. Get up to that corner already. So it don't take long, the size of the space, but we have been on here a good few hours. I think in total about 4 hours. That's some extracting all the carpet first. Hot water extracting, to doing this now, this low moisture method. If you're asking a question like, well, can I use this on a greasy pub carpet, a greasy restaurant carpet? The answer is no. You have to extract. There's certain carpets you just have to extract first. Low moisture will be no good. We went onto a job, it was a big job actually, for Fox's Burton's biscuits in Batley. And the thing is, I didn't go look at the job for one, which is my fault. They just give me the measurements, and that's what I usually work on. But if they said to me about the grease on the carpet, oh, as you can imagine, the factory was built onto the offices. Sorry, the factory was built onto the office, sorry. So what were happening, the staff were coming in with greasy, horrible greasy feet and leaving grease marks all over the carpets. The carpet hadn't been cleaned for a long time, 15 years. So it took a bit of elbow grease for me to get the grease up the best I could, because it was so ingrained. Right guys, I'm going to finish off. I'm going to shut up because I don't want to be boring you all. But like I said, please like and comment. Let me know about your business. So if you're thinking about setting a carpet cleaning business up, you might be thinking, is it worthwhile doing it? In all honesty, do I think that? Well, it's difficult because unless you're well established, and it does take a while to get established, and you've got a bit of collateral behind you, then it's going to be very difficult. But just don't think to yourself you can use any machine, because you can't. Well, you can, but you want repeat customers. You want that good finish, don't you? So I can't highly recommend enough to get the proper gear. Rotaries, extraction machine, a nice van, all logoed up. I've just got a new van. I've got a Peugeot Expert now. So I've decided for the first time just to get the back doors logoed up and not all the doors and all sides. I just didn't fancy it. At the end of the day, the only person who really sees your van when you drive it about are people behind you, especially in traffic. But it's whatever works for you. Whatever you're comfortable with. Like people say all the time, oh, what's the best powder to use for carpets and this and that. But it's whatever you like. It doesn't matter what I like or what I use all the time or what others use. It's what you like and what you feel comfortable with, because there's loads of different products out there. It's like ProChem. ProChem are one of the leaders, but yet nobody talks about them. But yet they invest millions of pounds each year, the ProChem, into chemistry, making sure the carpet cleaning stuff they use, the chemicals is good, and ways to improve. So don't knock back ProChem's carpet cleaning products. I think it's Crystal Green. That is a really good product by them. So yeah, right, I'm gonna get off. Guys, thanks for watching my video. Really nice, enjoyed your company. Like I said, any questions, just feel free to get in touch. Or if you want to find out any training courses that I've been on and what do I recommend, I will help you, point you in the right direction. Take it easy, have a good weekend. Ciao for now. Everyone, it's Darren, Squeak and Bubbles. So we've extracted, well, you can see what we've extracted up to. Let's see how dirty the water is. I think it's going to be filthy. Let's have a look. There you go. It's not clean, but bearing in mind there's maybe thousands of feet coming in and out of here every week. And we came in here, like I said, about five months ago to clean it. So there's a few areas where feet have been, but once we go over the low moisture, it will just take all that out. But so it's always good to extract if the area is really, really mucky. Right, so what I'm going to do, let's just take this bucket out here. Oh, good job I had my breakfast this morning. And let's have a look here. It's a beautiful day here over under cliff. So let's use this grate here. Let's have a look here. Let's see how, if you can see the dirt going in. There you go, look at that. It's not drinking water. Maybe I should siphon it and sell it as ale, some kind of ale. There you go. Not the cleanest,